Hello, good morning everyone. Today's topic is about language testing, and today I'm going to explain how to test speaking and writing. These two are complicated skills, and that's why I need you to pay attention to how we test these productive skills. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, about speaking and writing. As I said before, speaking and writing are productive skills, which means that the students have to produce language. They have to say something, they have to produce an utterance or utterances, or they have to write something. Sentences, essay, articles, paragraph, at least they have to write something. In contrast, reading and listening are receptive skills, which means that students receive language input and then they process it internally. Today we are going to focus on how to test speaking and writing. Speaking itself has some sub-skills. It's comprised of some sub-skills, namely this one, pronunciation. That's obvious, right? Without pronouncing the words correctly, then somebody cannot get the message across, and therefore the speaking simply fails. The second is grammatical accuracy. The third is appropriateness of the utterance. This is important. Somebody may say something grammatically correct, but inappropriate to the situation or to the person he or she is talking to. For example, if you are a student and then you say to the lecturer, go and close the window. That's grammatically correct, but it's not appropriate because you are talking to somebody older and who has higher authority than you. And so that is not appropriate, although it's grammatically perfect. Fluency means that the speech flows smoothly without long pauses and things like that. That's not fluent. So you have at least these three sub-skills: pronunciation, grammatical accuracy, appropriateness of the utterance, and fluency. There are 4 sub-skills there of speaking. So when testing speaking, the tester has to pay attention to those sub-skills. You have to pay attention to each of those sub-skills. You have to pay attention to how the test taker pronounces words, whether his or her utterance is grammatical, and whether his or her utterance is appropriate, and whether he or she speaks fluently. So if you are a test taker, you have to concentrate on those sub-skills. Why? Because then you need to score them. You need to score them. This is important because it's language testing. You need to score them. I know that it's not easy to score that kind of performance in which somebody probably speak, and during their speaking you have to pay attention to lots of things. That's difficult, right? So there is a rubric or a scoring guideline or rating scale. So the word rubric is interchangeable with scoring guideline or rating scale. They are both, the 3 of them are synonymous. It is needed in order to guide the scoring so it will be reliable. Reliable means trustable and less subjective. The main weakness, the potential weakness of a testing productive skill is the subjectivity might be too high. And if the subjectivity is too high, then you tend to score unreliably because your judgment, your scoring is influenced very much by your subjectivity. And in order to reduce the subjectivity, you need the rubric, you need the scoring guideline, you need the rating scale. That will guide you in your scoring. You get the idea? Good. Let's continue. So here is the rubric or scoring guideline for speaking. So you may set something like this. You may throw a table like this. This is a simple rubric. I have put all the sub-skills here in the first column. So you have accuracy, you have fluency, you have appropriateness. And then you have a simple scale here. ranging from poor, the score ranges from 10 to 30, average 31 to 70, and good 71 until 100. Of course, this is just a rough guideline. The actual rating scale that you can see from TOEFL or IELTS may be much more complicated than this one, but I just gave you the idea of how a rating scale looks like. Yeah. Later, you'll have to create your own rating scale in order for you to carry out a good speaking test or writing test. Okay, so this is the rubric. So whenever somebody speaks or performs an oral performance, you score him or you score her. Okay, for example, you pay attention to the accuracy and you said, the accuracy is average. So you put a score here, probably 60 or 65. Yeah. Fluency, well, he speaks fluently without many pauses and hesitation. So fluency, you give a score of 80. Yeah. Fluent, but not very accurate, but it's okay. Yeah. Appropriateness, okay, you can see that most of his utterances are appropriate. So you put a 95 here or 90. And then that's it. You have the scores for each of the sub-skills of speaking of somebody's performance. That's the idea of using the rubric or using the guideline in order to score a speaking performance. Clear now? Okay, very good. Yeah. Now, let's move on to sub-skills of writing. Writing itself includes several sub-skills, which is accuracy, including punctuation, diction or the choice of words or vocabulary, coherence. Coherence is whether the essay is easy to understand or easy to follow or not. Yeah, that's the quality of being coherent. If an essay is not coherent, so probably the grammar is okay, the punctuation is okay, the diction is okay, but it's very hard to follow the flow of thoughts, the flow of ideas. And that means that in terms of coherence, that paper is not very good. Okay? So when testing writing, the tester has to pay attention to those sub-skills and again, you score them. Yeah. So you face a paper, you read a paper from a test taker, and then you pay attention to the accuracy, the way he or she punctuates the sentence, the choice of words, and also the coherence. And then you score each of them. Again, a rubric or a scoring guideline or rating scale is needed so that your scoring will be less subjective and will be reliable. Okay, that's it. So again, I come up with a rubric or scoring guideline as before. So here you draw a table like this and you have the sub-skills listed here on the first column. You have the accuracy, vocabulary, coherence, and then you have the range of qualities here from poor to average to good. And then you read a paper from a test taker, you determine the accuracy, you score the accuracy, you score the vocabulary, and you score the coherence. And that's the idea of scoring writing essay, scoring written work. Okay, I hope I have given you a general idea of how to score, how to test speaking and writing. Later, you'll be engaged in doing a speaking and writing test yourself, including drawing a table of a rubric or the scoring guideline. Okay, that's it, students. Thank you for attention. Thank you for your attention, and see you again in the next episode. Have a good one. Goodbye.